This is exactly what you need to do, because in front of every movie in every theater around the United States, they play ads in front of each movie. For you retail commercial agents, here's one that worked very well for our agent. It's cross-promoting people in our marketplace. So here's a social media trick that I think most of you probably use, but probably not. Today I want to do something a little bit different, because I think with everything that's going on in the economy, it's a perfect time to really expand on our marketing options. And so I've got some guerrilla marketing ideas that we've used in the past, and I also reached out to some friends and they sent me ideas that have worked well for them. And so some of these, may or may not work for you. So hopefully you're doing some of these already. But let's start right off the bat. One that worked really well for me now, this did take a while and it is a lot of work. Your fingers get all dry, but I have a friend that owns a dry cleaning company or a dry cleaning store. And I went in and I manually stapled a flyer about our company and everything we were working on to each article of clothing, actually not to the clothing, to the bag that it hangs on. So I would do a row of them, then I'd go down, hit the pedal, and the next row would come up and I'd do it. I was there maybe 3 hours posting them, but it got my flyer in everybody's home that picked one up. So that was a very powerful thing that we did, and that return on that was very good. We got a good number of calls on that one. So the next one is, there was an event that we had in our local market. It was a bunch of kids that were going to be there, families. It was a very warm day. So we went and got a bunch of bottles, just water bottles. We had our own custom logo made. It would wrap around here. It was our photo, our company name, contact information, website address, and all of that. And we got a little radio flyer wagon and filled it full of ice. And we took those and we passed them out around at that event. So that worked very well. Everybody's appreciative for the free water, free ice cold water that was. And that got us a lot of notoriety in that community as well. So here's something that somebody else did. And I created kind of a cheap flyer. Joe's Sandwich Shop, kind of a sandwich, what a sandwich would look like. And then company information, a little bit about the sandwich shop as well, because you really want to cross-market. And this individual went and approached a sandwich shop and said, listen, I'm going to give these flyers out. I'm going to market them up and down the street. I'm going to put them in apartment buildings around the area. And when somebody brings this in, I want you to do a special with them where you give them a free soda when they return this flyer in. So you're getting free marketing and I'm getting free marketing. So cut a deal for that. That worked very well for this individual. They said it drove a lot of business to them as well. All right, the next one's kind of interesting. And if you want to be a movie star, this is exactly what you need to do, because in front of every movie in every theater around the United States, they play ads in front of each movie. So we did that. We were one of the first in the market to do that. And so we just created a nice branding. It was perfect for what we were doing in our marketplace. This was in Santa Monica, California several years ago. But in front of each movie, there was our photo up in front of everybody, along with our company information, how to contact us, and it worked very well. A lot of people approached us over the several months that we had that running and said, hey, I saw you in the movie this weekend. Love the marketing that you do. Can you give me a call about my properties? For you retail commercial agents, here's one that worked very well for our agent. It's cross-promoting people in our marketplace. So let's say you're working Brentwood, California, and you're walking up and down the street. Go in and talk to them and say, listen, you're in my marketplace. I would like to take photos with you and photos of your store, and I want to promote it on my content, if that would be okay with you. I'm going to try and drive people to you. But you also want to get them to help promote you as well. Maybe they could have something in store. You could leave a flyer in store. Maybe they could promote you on their social media as well, and really figure out a way to be in your market and do cross-promotion with all of your retail clients. So here's a social media trick that I think most of you probably use, but probably not enough. And that is just doing something as simple as liking, commenting, and responding to people that make comments on your stuff. When somebody takes the time to make a comment on your content, you want to thank them for taking the time. You should be very appreciative that somebody actually took it. Well, unless it's completely negative, of course. But now, if it's positive, make sure you really like them. Sometimes you have to ignore these comments. But liking and commenting on other people in your market is something that can really help you drive more people to your pages. All right, so this one is one that's sure to drive engagement because it's a lot of fun and it gets people that are following you to get involved. I stole this from Eddie Gonzalez, and I believe he stole it from Kyle and Sarah. So we obviously know it works very well, but because these two use it pretty regularly. But it's to do a guess the price. So let's say if you have an investment sale that recently closed, or maybe you have a lease that recently closed. Go out, shoot some video around the property, or you can take a still shot and put it up and give all the information about the particular property and say, guess the price. Guess the price, how much it sold for or how much it leased for. And then you do another video or another post in a couple days telling exactly how much it sold for or how much it leased for. And sometimes you can even, I've done it in the past, I gave like a $10 gift certificate to Starbucks or something like that for the person that was closest to winning. So that works very well and it drives more engagement for you. All right, so here's another one that somebody sent in, and it's going to take a fairly substantial budget, so keep that in mind. But it's sponsoring a league, be it a baseball, softball, football, bowling league, whatever it is. You know, you can have shirts made, you can give them to wear. Maybe you could have a banner up at the venue so people could see it. But it's really a great way to drive awareness, not just for the team, but their families. But again, you have to be, it's going to take a pretty substantial budget for that one, but it does work very, very well. All right, so radio is not dead. Well, maybe it is in some cases, but when it comes to high school sports, it's definitely not. If you run an ad during a high school sport, you're going to catch a parent that couldn't make the away game or couldn't make it to, or maybe they're traveling, couldn't make it to the home game. They're going to want to tune in and listen. So running ads against that is a great way to catch a local community. All right, so here's one that we do. It's a little bit of a bigger budget deal, but in the end, it's always been very, very worth it for us. We got a great return on it because they average like 300 to 600 people each time, and they're all either current clients, past clients, or potential clients and friends, of course. But we do an event every year. Actually, we haven't done one since just prior to COVID, so we need to get back at it. But they're either art related or fashion related because people love to come to that stuff, right? And so one that we did was the Gibson Guitar Center in Beverly Hills, and we had a black and white photo exhibit with our friend Chris Lapp, who's had exhibitions for his photography all around the country. And you were able to buy the paintings or the photography if you wanted to. Price point was very good. I think we had 350 people there. We also work with a wine distributor that was there, and we gave tickets. I think we gave 2 tickets to get 2 different types of wine that you wanted to taste. So it kind of was a win-win for everybody. That one worked very well. Then one we did even a little more recently is we rented out a location. It was very industrial, and we worked with our friend Kipton Cronkite, and he represents artists. And we got some very industrial-looking artists, and we made this building look very, very much like a warehouse. It was very cool the way it looked. And we had the same wine distributor there, did the same thing with that, so they could sell their wine, and we had wine tasting. And I think we had between 500 to 600 people at that one. Clients love that stuff, and they really remember that because there aren't going to be too many people in your area doing those kind of events. All right, one final thing. You know, when you close a deal, it's nice to send a thank you card. I'll show you what we do with Commercial Brokers International. So we've got these black bags that we had made. We had a card that was done, and it's blank on one side. You can write them a very nice note, and it says, "We have you covered for head to toe." The reason being it says that is we send them a cap that says Commercial Brokers International. And we have socks that say Commercial Brokers International. So we got you covered from head to toe. People love getting that stuff. It's just nice extra for them, and people have appreciated it. We have it in men's and women's sizes. So those are just some ideas that myself or our company does, along with some other people that wrote in. And so any ideas you have, we'd love to hear it. Put it in the comments below. And if you could, please give us a like. And if you haven't done so, make sure you subscribe.